No more YouTube videos. We got to actually do a podcast.
All right. I'm here.
Okay. Anyway, welcome to part 3-ish of the podcast of the week. We go over some of the news that matters to us, and I guess I'll get things started. We were talking about the Nintendo Switch briefly in the other video and return to that. I thought it was interesting. It was during the break while we weren't recording, it was revealed, or leaked, I should say, and it's not been confirmed, but it seems pretty solid, especially when you think about hardware and how hardware works and battery life, that when the Nintendo Switch undocks, when you take it from its dock, it'll run at a 40% capacity, or 40%, 40% of its capacity, its full speed, the GPU, if it's not docked up. So basically...
That sounds hideous.
Yeah. What a drop.
Wrong.
No, I don't.
Now, at the same time, it must be noted, when you dock it, it's running at 1080 on a television, and when you undock it, it's running on a 720 screen.
How do you make games for that?
Yeah, scaling
like
that is really wild.
But
Apparently, for developers, the rumor is that they could lock it at that 40%.
the rumor is that they're just not going to develop games.
They just don't
That's
care.
the truth.
They just don't care.
Well, did you see that they announced that their Mass Effect 3 won't be coming to Switch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
Everyone
what?
else is going to PC architecture to make things easier on the developers.
Yeah, they
and
go to
Nintendo-
ARM.
Yeah.
This is what I really like because this is our definitive first step in the dissolving
Dismal
of,
future.
of just the dissolution of Nintendo.
No, wait a minute. They're like
One
the richest company in the
step
world.
closer to mobile.
They got
game ownership.
quite a bit of money in the bank.
Nope.
That's
Wrong.
because the Wii was such a big hit that it really put them forward cash wise. But I definitely see a future with Nintendo going full mobile because I doubt they'll ever make for another console manufacturer. They seem to be kind of a prideful company in that way. They would refuse to just be a software developer.
Like Sega.
Right. They would never go the Sega route. Okay. Sega. Give us some filthy casual corner news.
All right. So I am curious about.
Thank you. And on the other things. Sorry,
I'm really
go ahead.
curious about the question. So I want to know what you guys think of this. The question has been put out as to whether or not we think Super Mario Run is actually considered a success for the mobile platform.
That's a good question.
It made $30 million in its debut.
Only? Jeez.
Since December 15th. Well, that's not
$10 a piece.
That's not a terrible.
It's a lot of $10 purchases.
Yeah, that's not a terrible amount. It's about a third of the people who downloaded it bought it. So, but what's interesting
For
is,
mobile, that's big.
Yeah, for mobile. 30 million, it's okay, it's solid. But the stymieing point about this is that it's a $10 purchase and it's free forever. There's no in-app purchases to be made,
Right.
at least as of right now. So
There's
30
no
million,
DLC.
Yeah.
There's no microtransactions.
And so it actually means only 3% of the people that downloaded actually paid for the full version there. So it made it 30 million in 2 weeks, right? And since it's been out since the 15th of last month, of December. So, I don't know. Do you think it, because when Pokemon Go, right, it skyrocketed towards like closer to $500 million in its like month and 2 weeks or something like that when it had been out. So 30 million. What do you think by Nintendo's platform or by Nintendo standards? Do you as kind of an outsider looking in, but knowing so much about the console world, do you guys think that's actually considered something that is a success? Or
Absolutely. I mean, here's the thing about Nintendo. We always think of Nintendo as being like this blockbuster company, and that's has a lot to do with just because the sort of sales they did were a big deal for gaming when gaming was that small. But in the world of gaming today, they're not as big as you think. I mean, everybody always wants a new Metroid Prime, but Metroid Prime never sold that much.
Right.
Zelda has never sold like a Call of Duty, ever. Period. It has a lot of pop culture weight, but it doesn't result in Call of Duty sales, right? Yeah. Nintendo, with just a few games as exceptions, mostly Mario games. Mario games do sell very well. But outside of those and outside of they don't technically own Pokemon. They own a portion of the Pokemon company. So they get some of that revenue, but they're not like the sole reapers of that benefit. And so it's like I think they're looking at those numbers and they're loving them. I say this. I say most of those sales probably came from the fact that it was Nintendo's first major foray. It was Mario's major foray into the mobile space.
Yeah.
I don't think the next thing will sell like that. I think there'll be half those sales.
you don't think so? Because 30 million is not really that high. There. So I think it'll be that's an abysmal future is what you're predicting, what you're forecasting for Nintendo in the mobile game world.
I mean, here's the thing about the mobile world, which I understand what you're saying. You have an argument, but I disagree in the sense that the mobile world is thousands and thousands and thousands of games that make $0 and a handful, literally 5 games that sell through the roof, right? And people look to those sell through the roof games as if that's mobile gaming. Those are just incredible exceptions.
Right. More anomalies,
Right. That are not only doing well, but they're literally like they're so big they define the mobile space, even though they're not representative of it. So I think when you think in terms of what true mobile gaming is like, which is selling Jack, I think that Mario Run is quite a success.
Yeah, no, fair enough. That's a good point. You have any thoughts, Chris?
Nope.
All right, keep going.
Okay, so I thought this was interesting.
Thanks, Ollie.
This week,
No.
Sony released the ranking of best-selling games online for PlayStation. So
number 1 was SpongeBob and the Mystery of the Krabby Patty.
No, so like here's the thing: is like
that was Parappa the Rapper.
MPD gives us sales, but only for like brick and mortar store sales. Like a disc had to be handed out.
Blockbuster.
So we see how things do, but we never know how things are doing electronically online downloads. So this is a major clue. They've given us the top 15 or 20 best selling 2016 games that were downloaded to a PlayStation, which is not necessarily representative of all of gaming, but it's going to be a pretty decent representation. I mean, PS4 has sold 53 million units right now, so it's decent representation. What do you think tell me what you think the top 3 were for 2016, Chris?
For PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Parappa the Rapper, like I said.
Okay. Not out. Okay.
Mortal Kombat 1.
Okay. I hate you, Chris.
And Tomb Raider.
Okay, I'll give you the top 5. And I'm going to start with the 5th. Tom Clancy's The Division. That's
Classic.
Not a surprise.
Yeah.
Not a surprise. Number 4, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare.
Mm-hmm.
Not a surprise. Number 3, Minecraft.
Right.
Still big. Number 2, Battlefield 1.
Okay.
Now here's where your socks get blown off. Number 1, Rocket League.
Oh, is it really?
Yes, exactly.
Nice.
Rocket League. Number 1 downloaded game. On the PSN.
Rocket League is the ish, dude. Such a fun game.
Did it even come out in 2016? Was that not a 2015 game?
I don't know, but we played that thing for hours.
Yeah. It was the it game, and
it's 8 a.m. I should probably go home and see my wife now. What time did you get there? 7 p.m. yesterday.
Chris, give us some PC news.
PC news. So CES was this week, right? Consumer Electronics Show.
Yeah.
Somebody
should do a podcast about that.
Yeah, not specifically game stuff exclusively.
Yeah.
But a lot of kind of tangential things. So Samsung is coming out with new PC gaming laptops.
Ooh. Samsung.
Yeah, Samsung's getting back into PC gaming.
Oh, yeah.
So they got this new, they have 15.5-inch model and a 17-inch. And the 15-inch is going to go for about $1,200, it looks like. You got USB 3.0 ports, HDMI jacks, USB 2.0, the usual. But more interesting, i7 processors, 32 gigs of DDR4 RAM. You can get it with an SSD.
Dance Dance Revolution is coming to Samsung.
And an NVIDIA, it says NVIDIA's full power GTX 1050.
Now tell me if you agree with this, Chris. This is my impression of how this sort of thing goes. Some company decides to jump into a gaming laptop business. They make a really expensive gaming laptop with all the bells and whistles, and then it doesn't sell that well because people don't want to blow $2,000 on a laptop, and then they drift away, right? And HP and Dell continue to be on top of the PC laptop space.
That is how it often goes, but this is Samsung, for one. And two, $1,200 isn't exactly all that extravagant.
True, $1,200. It makes me wonder, like, with all of those bells and whistles, what's lacking to offset that cost, right? Because $1,200 for...
Well, I mean, technology gets cheaper as it gets older.
True.
So it's not...
Would you buy it?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't really
Let's say you wanted a laptop.
If I needed a laptop, I might look at it, yeah.
Okay, then I'll look into it. I trust you, Chris.
Yeah, I mean,
don't screw me.
Don't
screw me, Chris.
Samsung and it's got a cool backlit keyboard, which is great for battery life.
I don't want it now. Maybe I can turn that off.
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
Yeah.
So then the 17-inch model will do 64 gigs of RAM.
Okay.
and 512 gigs solid state storage. But I don't see a price on that. This is from Engadget.com.
All right. Do they have disk drives, or is this one of those things that's too thin to have a disk drive?
It doesn't say if it has a disk drive.
I guess I haven't used my disk drive.
I'm going to guess it
in
doesn't.
A long time.
It says it's only 5.5 pounds. It's pretty light.
Yeah. The disk drive technology is one of those things that I refuse not to have, but then I can't remember the last time I used it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, last time I used it was to load
It's like
Windows
backwards
onto
compatibility
my PC
on a console.
Yeah. It's like, I need this. When are you going to use it?
Old game is old. Got any more news over there in the mobile space?
I do. Just one real quick piece.
Already done.
Clash Royale is a big game, right? One of the top games on
You
Mediocre
keep trying to convince us of that.
Last year. On some forums it ranked like number 1. Metacritic made it number 11 out of 20. Not bad.
They're going to start making truth commercials to get people off this thing.
And so, but the problem...
Do you know what kills your cats?
And barbarians. The problem with games like this, right? Repetition becomes too repetitive, and you kind of give up on it.
That's a game feature.
Yeah, and it's facing the same problem that WoW faced. Every time developers would come out with fresh content, players would progress too quickly through the content,
and then be like, "Oh, I'm so bored."
I mean, kinda, and leave the game and go play Diablo 3, and then whine about not having a girlfriend. And so, what's interesting about this, though, is I don't know if
that's
this is
an interesting gameplay loop.
I don't know if this is actually true or not, but I'm reading and I'm seeing kind of through other places like Reddit and other places like that. But there's an idea that Star Wars Force Arena in-game has been reportedly, or might see a release in Clash Royale. Somehow that they're thinking about like combining this type of stuff or something. I don't know.
So it's basically getting a Star Wars skin. Is what we're saying.
Yeah, like Star Wars characters in the game. Let's do that kind of stuff. And so
well, I mean, that would make sense because Disney recently basically shuttered game development, and they're saying now that they're only going to license out their properties. So this would follow suit. They might be licensing out their property to Clash Royale.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's actually true or not. We'll have to kind of wait to see if that develops.
Probably true.
If it does happen, that could be a really cool, interesting.
Maybe it can be like Rogue One, and everyone can die.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, no kidding, man.
It came out last year, folks.
Yeah,
Come on.
Well played. So, I don't know. That could be cool. And I like the idea. It's a new, it's
by everyone, I
twist.
mean only some of the characters, most of them.
Like all of them died. They were all eviscerated in that giant nuclear explosion at the end.
It was like right at the end, you're like, when you thought everybody was going to survive, they're like, boom!
Yeah, it's just like they're standing on the beach hugging as the nuclear bomb envelops their persons. So there's the ending if you didn't see it. But
and it turns out Rey is the daughter of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Who would have guessed? So anyway, I'm excited.
I think the real twist of Rogue One is that the Force is a douchebag.
And I mean, it
just uses
nice.
people and then lets them die.
Yeah, it is not very nice. That is true. So it could be a new thing. But other than that, all is quiet in the mobile world.
You just don't acknowledge my jokes.
No.
Anything else in the PC space, Chris?
So this is an article from oneangrygamer.net.
Ooh, he's angry.
PC gaming generated $31 billion in 2016.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Can I get some of that?
Expected to grow 5% a year going forward, hitting $98 billion in 2020.
Jeez Louise.
Here's a question for you. I'm sure he's just talking about straight gaming here, but I wonder if it's justifiable to include in the number there, if you could, like streamers. Right, streamers who are playing games and making money from that, like, because that is a part of the culture of PC gaming now.
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay, so $31 billion—that's a lot of money.
This is good news for all of us that like PC gaming. It means the industry is growing, which means more attention in terms of support and software and cool hardware and everything else that we love to get our hands on.
Yeah, it doesn't mean we're gonna get a good Steam controller though. That's not going to happen.
We have one. It's called the Xbox One controller.
There it is. Don't you have one of those really expensive Xbox One controllers?
No, I just have the regular one.
No, Jose has
it. The Elite.
The controller. Elite controller. Now, I made fun of that controller up and down until I held one. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. This is so good. So, yeah. I guess $150 controller, Josh. Would you buy
good
that?
News.
Would you buy that for me?
I didn't know.
A lot of people thought PC gaming is going away, and apparently it's not. It's coming on strong.
It's coming.
But what it does need to be better curated, though. Like, Steam does not curate very well, and it's hard to know. I mean, there's AAA games. You always know how
That's
AAA
why
games are
you
doing.
have your friendly friends over at Game Club.
That's true. We'll play all the trash for you and tell you to play
Although
Pony
we had a pretty
Island.
good year. Yeah.
Well, also, just wait till Disney buys Steam, and then things will get a lot better.
I hope that never happens.
It'll happen.
Because then we'll definitely get Half-Life 3, and I'll have Mickey in it.
and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Bye-bye.
Oh, we're getting sued.
Well, let's round this out with it's beginning of January, kind of. And at the beginning of the month, we like to cover PS Plus versus Games with Gold for us console gamers. These are, of course, the pay-for services for PlayStation and Xbox, and they come with free games every month. On the PS Plus side of things, the free games include Day of the Tentacle Remastered, which...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm not sure if anybody's really excited about that.
Not one person.
But here's a good one. This War of Mine, The Little Ones, that's a great game. Was on PC first, so you've probably already played it. Some game I don't know, Blaze Rush, and The Swindle, and Azkend 2. Titan Souls, that's a really good one. That's a, what do you call it, like a boss runner is what do you call it? When you only fight bosses? It's called a boss runner?
I think so.
I don't know. I'll take your word for it.
Boss Rush. It's a boss rush. Yeah. And then on the Games with Gold side of things, we have World of Van Helsing Death Trap, The Cave. That's a good game, The Cave.
Sounds awesome.
Killer Instinct Season 2. That sounds awesome. Rayman Origins. That's a really good one to play with the family. And as far as the retail values go, they're pretty close to each other. PS Plus is $92.94 versus Games with Gold. It's a $94.96 value. So $2 edging out, but that's not much. So that's your roundup, and I think that's the end of this video. That's the news that mattered to us. A little bit slow because it was the Christmas season, and people don't really come up with much news during that time. But as January progresses and games start releasing again, it's going to be a big deal. So follow us, and if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share, and find our various Twitter handles and all that junk in the description below. Have a great day.
Ooh, yeah.